hard to film this for sure, but I think you could see that little candle lit inside of here, and I could feel that warmth from that tiny flame. I'm off to bed. I gotta cross the creek in the dark. I think this is my spot. Oh, it's a little tricky. A little tricky in the dark. Oh, we did it. That would definitely suck to fall in the river this time of night. So I've been working on perfecting a new sort of camping. And we're calling it plop camping or flop camping. I haven't quite, decided which one I like best, but essentially what you do is you get tired and then you just flop down. You lay down or you go to sleep. And there's no camp setup. I'm not building a shelter. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to lay down and go to sleep. And that's what I did last night. And it worked quite well. I slept pretty good, honestly. It was about 30 degrees last night, and it's probably going to be about that tonight. It's definitely no more than like 45 right now. I think it's probably in the 30s right now, to be honest with you. But I found this nice little spot yesterday. It's kind of mossy. It's a nice kind of cushy spot. And I'm not gonna make a bed. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna put my Woncho, my woolly Woncho on, and I'm gonna lay down and go to sleep. That's the spot. So I put my poncho on here, my woolly Woncho. I'm gonna just wear it. I'm gonna put it on literally. Take my machete off. Take that off. Look at that beauty. Take that off, lay that right there. We were talking about, by the campfire, we were talking about Bigfoot, various other creatures and spirits and whatnot, and telling ghost stories and such. And we thought, what's creepier than Bigfoot is Littlefoot. I mean, can you imagine a tiny little, 1 foot tall, 1 foot tall little Littlefoot roaming around in the woods all creepy like? Ugh, gosh, that'd be terrifying. Pull out my rain poncho in case it does decide to rain on us tonight. It's definitely been kind of misty. We've been in the clouds all day. It's, we're at like 7,000 feet. We're up to somewhere around 9,000 feet today, hiking around, kind of in the clouds, and it's pretty misty, wet weather. So what I'm gonna do, this is my little cinch pack, and I put my extra clothes in there, and I use that for a pillow, and that works pretty good. I put my boots on the ground like this, and then I put my clothes on top of that and use that for the pillow. These are my sleeping socks. They're like a heavier wool sleeping sock. That's gonna be nice. My feet are a little bit damp, just from wearing my boots all day and hiking around. So it's always a good idea to throw on some dry socks before you sleep. When it's cold, of course. If it's warm, who cares? But when it's cold, it's a good idea. Pillow check. Boots. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. And then I've also, so I lay down my head on my pillow there on top of my boots. You guys can see that, I think. And then I put this pack, what's left of it. What's left is not really much in there, but just a few little things like a water bottle and stuff. I put that underneath my knees, and that seems to help keep me a little bit warmer, and it just kind of keeps my back flat. Elevating my knees helps keep my back a little bit more comfortable when laying on the flat ground. So that works pretty good for me. And then if it should get a little bit damp or dewy, you know, like it is, I just cover myself up with my poncho and just give me another layer of insulation there. Like last night, it was raining just a little bit on me throughout the night. Not a big deal, but if it's just downpour or whatever, I'll just sit up, put this on, and just sit up, you know, lean up against this tree over here behind me or something and call it good. I don't require a whole lot of, you know, accommodations for the evening. But I do need to pee before I settle in completely. That's where the guys are camping over there on the other side of the creek. You can see the fire. Somebody's in a hammock. Over here, looks like they still got a light on. Another guy's camped upstream a little ways, and then Dustin's camped right there in this emergency tube tent kind of deal. And then that bag, my backpack, I'm just putting underneath my knees, like I said. And that's it. I just lay down and I go to sleep. If I want to be completely covered up, I just kind of get into the fetal position here, and then the Woncho here is big enough to cover up my feet too, keep me completely covered up. And it's pretty cozy. I mean, I don't have any complaints really. I slept pretty good last night. I don't have a sleeping bag. I don't have a sleep pad. I don't have any of those things. But I slept pretty dang good. I mean, I probably got 6 hours of sleep last night, which is probably more than some of the guys over there. So, I don't know that to be a fact, but it's probably so. And like I said, I'll just drape this over top of me, keep the dew off me. I should be good to go. Friends, see you tomorrow. Starting to get a little color to the sky. It's 5:30 maybe, I think was what my phone said, and it's kind of misting rain. We're in a cloud right now. So I'm awake. I had to get up and pee. So I figured it'd be a good opportunity to kind of test out the candle underneath the poncho. So I'm gonna light up a candle and see if it warms me up a little bit. It's in the 30s for sure. I mean, I'm not that cold. I'm not shivering or anything like that, but definitely when I expose my hands outside of my clothing around my pockets, they're cold really fast and kind of numb. There's a little bit of a breeze and this misty kind of rain, and 30 degrees is pretty nippy. So I'm going to see if I can get a candle lit up, but I don't have a lighter, so that's a different challenge. So out of my mouth. So when you're wearing the ponchos together, the Woncho and the poncho, put them together and just sit kind of cross-legged, Indian style here. I'm completely protected. You know, my legs are covered. My pack is underneath here. Everything's staying dry, which is nice. But, you know, let's say I was really cold and shivering and whatnot. I am a little cold. I'm like comfortable. I'm uncomfortably cool. Let's put it that way. So let's get a little heat. Little heat action. I'm gonna do my best to show this. It's gonna be hard to film this process. hard to film this for sure, but I think you could see that little candle lit inside of here, and I could feel that warmth from that tiny flame. So I can feel that warmth from that tiny flame, you know, just kind of radiating and filling up the space that I've got created here. And as long as I don't lay down, you know, that flame's not going to touch anything. And even if it did, it would hit the wool Woncho, you know, and just put the flame out probably. And it's not going to burn or melt or catch on fire or anything like that. The wool blanket that this Woncho is made out of is flame retardant. It's not going to burn. And it won't put holes in my poncho here, which is nice. So I could just sit here and be significantly warmer. I don't have a thermometer to tell you how much warmer it is inside of here, but it's definitely noticeably different. I could warm my hands by it just like you would by a campfire. It's just the tiniest little flame burning in there. The wick is actually kind of bent over and making the flame smaller than it should be. I could probably stand it up a little bit, but I don't want it to go out. Maybe don't catch the grass on fire. It's pretty wet. Everything's pretty damp. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. So obviously I wouldn't want to keep my face like completely encapsulated inside of here, because that candle will eventually burn up my oxygen probably. That'd be less than ideal, but I think you know, I could just sit here and stay warm until the sun comes up and then go meet up with the rest of the guys. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. I went ahead and fixed the wick and stood it up a little taller so it would burn a little brighter, a little hotter. Let's see how warm we can get it in here now. Sun's trying to come up. It's getting toasty in here. I guess if I closed it off completely, eventually it'd probably go out because of the lack of oxygen, if I had to guess. So I might need to keep a little bit of airflow, you know, inside of that thing, inside of my poncho shelter here. But I can definitely like warm my hands by it. I mean, it's just like, you know, sitting by a little campfire, just warming up my hands inside of there, just feeling the warmth come back into my fingers. Oh yeah. Be nice if I could watch the sunrise, but I mean, we're in a cloud right now. I don't know if you can see any of the mist or anything that's happening, but it's here. It looks way brighter on camera than it does in real life, actually. The sun's coming up. Well, I think it's getting brighter, but still no sunshine this morning, I guess. Just clouds. Where's the rest of the campers over there? Wonder how Dustin fared in his tube tent. He doesn't like sleeping on the ground. He's not a fan of ground sleeping. He's a hammock guy. So hopefully he got some sleep last night. And I'm actually sitting on a layer of wool. You know, I could sit on my pack or something like that. That would make more sense probably, but I'm just sitting on the long tail of the Woncho. I'm tucking it underneath my feet. Oh, cozy in there. I'm not gonna want to get up and go out, go outside. Oh, and beeswax candles burn really hot, super hot flame, so that makes them really good for this. And that Exotech little 4-hour candle there will give me 4 hours of really nice warmth inside of here if I need it. And if I was set up a little bit better and I was leaning up against a tree or something like that, I could just ride the night out if I was in bad shape. All right, I've been sitting here for at least half an hour, I'd say, just enjoying the warmth. Extra cozy. And I'm not exaggerating, I'm not making this up, I'm not inflating it. It's very cozy. Like, I'm not cold at all. My hands are nice and warm inside of there. My toes, maybe? Yeah, like my big toe's a little cold, I guess, but, you know, what are you gonna do? But extra cozy, but I guess it's kind of time to get up and start moving about because adventure awaits for no man. Thanks for watching, friends. Thumbs up, subscribe, all the clicking. Really appreciate it. And until next time, what's worse that could happen? Let's just go on 3.